Thanks for joining us here at 11. I'm John Adams. We have breaking news to update you on tonight. Vancouver police have arrested the suspect in the Vancouver mall shooting that happened on Halloween. The department announced just after 9 tonight that 22-year-old Travis Ward was arrested at a Vancouver home today with the help of a SWAT team. He has been booked into the Clark County Jail on 1 count of murder and 2 counts of assault. Police started their search Thursday night after Ward allegedly opened fire in the mall during a trick-or-treating event for families. 1 person was killed and 2 others were hurt. Police previously said this was a targeted shooting. The investigation is still ongoing. In the days remaining until the 2024 election, local elections officials have stepped up security around ballot boxes. Now, this comes after someone set fires to drop boxes in Clark and Multnomah counties in a targeted attack. As the search for the suspect continues, today community leaders held a vigil to unite against election-related violence. Art Edwards was at the vigil and joins us now with more. Art.
John, dozens of people gathered at the Fisher's Landing Transit Center in Vancouver for that vigil. That's the location of the ballot box that was damaged by fire on October the 28th, an act that is still hard for some to comprehend.
It was absolutely shocking. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm going to do everything in my power to help ensure that it doesn't happen again. We all will.
Sharifa Hoover is part of the Clark County Justice Group and one of the people who helped organize the vigil. It comes after arson fires at ballot boxes, including the one at the Fisher's Landing Transit Center. Hundreds of ballots were damaged.
We are a community that's going to stand strong, that we're going to help people get those whose votes were affected, get their ballots restored, and just make sure that people feel continually encouraged to exercise their right to vote and protect democracy.
There was also a man not part of the vigil who used a bullhorn to express his displeasure with the job done by Clark County Auditor Greg Kimsey.
I didn't interrupt their vigil, but I also wanted to speak the truth about Mr. Kimsey's failures.
Kimsey was at the vigil and responded by saying changes have been made so voters remain confident.
Strikes at the very heart of what we do. Heartbreaking is the word I've used.
Ballot observers are now on duty. Jennifer Whitaker is one of them, stationed at the Fisher's Landing Transit Center. She believes that she saw the suspect again on Friday morning.
I saw a man walk through, like on the little sidewalk area, they were walking, and all of a sudden I hear yelling and cussing, and then he started banging really hard on the box.
Now, the man left the scene before police responded. She had called 911. No arrests have been made in those arson fires yet. All 22 Clark County's ballot boxes are being monitored 24 hours a day. John.
All right, our Art Edwards tonight. Art, thank you. Well, turning now to weather, the first weekend of November brought in some rain showers, especially this afternoon and into the evening. But things are looking a little bit better tomorrow. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri has more on what tomorrow's going to bring. Hey, Joe.
Hey there, John. Well, I can't get to the forecast until I talk about what's happening here in just the next couple of hours. We're going to head into standard time. Standard time returns, so don't forget about that. Of course, you want to set the clocks back. The good news is we get an extra hour of sleep, so test the smoke alarms too sometime tomorrow. Sunset's an hour earlier, so here's tomorrow's sunrise just before 7 o'clock. The sunset for your Sunday at 4:53, and in another month that sunset gets right around 4:27 or so. So here's a look what we're picking up right now. We got a little break about an hour ago from the showers. Now they're moving back in with a temperature of 52 degrees. That's from our Wells Fargo tower camera. Looking into tomorrow morning, though, it's going to be more dry than wet by late morning. With that said, we're going to be waking up some passing showers, but you travel over the Oregon Cascades, you're going to be seeing a healthy amount of snow late tonight and into tomorrow, anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of snow potentially by the end of, I'd say, tomorrow morning. There is a winter weather advisory in place, and as we look at the radar right now, again, start to see those showers move through, and with those showers, again, the more east you go, especially near the Mount Jefferson area, you're looking at some heavy snow showers. They've already seen about 5 inches of new snow in the last 24 hours. I'll talk more about your detailed forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, we'll see you later in the show. One person is dead and 3 others hurt after an apparent head-on crash in Clackamas County. Around 5 Friday evening, deputies were called to South Springwater Road. That's about a mile and a half south of Carver, half a mile rather south of Carver. They arrived to find the driver of one car dead and their passenger seriously hurt. The two people in the other vehicle were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. At this point, the sheriff's office believes one of the drivers failed to follow a curve in the road. Local conservation groups are mourning today after an unexpected death. The Willamette Week announced that Bob Salinger died on Thursday while working at the Willamette Riverkeeper office in Oregon City. Salinger was the group's executive director. He also founded and was executive director for Bird Conservation Oregon. Both groups released statements today saying they're grieving the loss, but also honoring his decades of contributions to the local environment. Well, with just 3 days left now until Election Day, we're closely following the race for Portland's next mayor. 19 candidates are running, and some are taking the weekend canvassing for the last-minute votes. Today, our Celine Stevens caught up with 4 of those candidates and asked them what they wanted voters to know before they turn in their ballot.
72 hours, and we got ourselves one heck of an important election. It's really about Portland's near-term future.
Election Day is just a few days away, and candidates are still hitting the campaign trail, trying to score those last-minute votes.
I hope that voters will look at my record today and see what I have to offer, because it will be a good indicator of the work to come and how I roll up my sleeves and get the job done.
We want Portland to be one of the safest cities in America again, one that's beautiful, healthy, and where seniors and families can walk down the street.
With the mayoral election having several candidates on the ballot, these candidates are trying to distinguish themselves from the rest.
This is truly one of the most important elections that Portland has seen in the last 100 years. If you care about livability, homelessness, public safety, economic recovery, we really need your vote.
This campaign is about our future, and I think if we elect the right mayor at this particular time, we can turn the chapter and really care for all Portlanders.
3 current city commissioners are on the ticket, so I asked them what makes them stand out compared to their colleagues. Here's what they had to say.
Well, I've been the commissioner in charge of half of the city's budget and 95% of the assets. I've consistently produced significant results. You'll also notice that we have more cops out there on the streets. That's because of the advocacy that I've had in place since I've been here.
And I've not backed down from any of the hard fights, including banning outdoor drug use, stopping distribution of tents and tarps while supporting the building of shelter, and finding alternative responses that are improving 911 wait time and are improving ambulance services in the region.
I am the only candidate in this race that has done the most during my time in office to deliver meaningful changes and policies for Portlanders. The other thing is, I'll say I have the most endorsements in this race. That's based on 20 years of relationships and trust, because they know I deliver.
Keith Wilson is one candidate who isn't a current politician, but instead has a career in the trucking industry. He says this shouldn't concern voters.
I'm an outsider, but as far as knowing Portland, I was born and raised here, so I understand Portland through and through. I might be an outsider, but it doesn't mean I lack experience.
And when it comes to where their priorities lie...
And if elected as mayor, what's the one big thing that you would do?
Oh, that is really to address the suffering on our streets. That's the first thing we're going to do is address those vulnerable communities, which will allow us to restore public safety.
It has to be addressing our homelessness crisis. You know, this is going to require coordination between the city, the county, and the state.
I'm going to make sure that we get our economy back and vibing again, that we reinvigorate downtown, and that we get more housing, affordable housing for everybody at every income level.
1,000 police officers and making Portland one of the safest cities in America again. Put that at the top of the list.
In Portland, Celine Stevens, KGW News.